What happened to Neil Sedaka? Everything we know about his sudden death at 86. He had been feeling unwell. That is all his family has said. That is all anyone knows for certain. On the morning of the 27th of February 2026, somewhere in a home in Los Angeles, one of the greatest songwriters the world has ever produced told someone, or showed someone, that something was wrong. An ambulance was called. Paramedics arrived. Neil Sedaka, aged 86, was taken to hospital at approximately 8 o'clock in the morning. He did not come home. By that afternoon, his family had confirmed the news that sent shockwaves through the music world. Neil Sedaka was dead. The man who had written, "Breaking Up is Hard to Do," "Oh, Carol," "Laughter in the Rain," "Bad Blood," and hundreds upon hundreds of other songs. The man whose melodies had soundtracked first dances and broken hearts and long car journeys across 7 decades, was gone. The cause of death, as of the time of writing, has not been officially disclosed. His family's statement, released on Friday, described his passing as sudden. "Our family is devastated by the sudden passing of our beloved husband, father, and grandfather, Neil Sedaka," they wrote. A true rock and roll legend, an inspiration to millions, but most importantly, at least to those of us who were lucky enough to know him, an incredible human being who will be deeply missed. Sudden. That word tells its own story. There had been no public announcement of illness, no gradual withdrawal from public life, no hint that anything was wrong. Neil Sedaka had been performing live well into his 80s. Those who saw him in his final years described a man still completely in love with the piano, still delighting in the connection between performer and audience, still entirely himself. He had given a concert as recently as November 2024 at the Royal Albert Hall in London, one of the world's most celebrated venues, to a rapturous audience. There was no indication, publicly at least, that his health was in decline. Major news outlets including NBC News, CBS News, Variety, Rolling Stone, and Billboard have all confirmed the death while noting that no official cause has been provided by the family or by any medical authority. This is not unusual in the immediate aftermath of a sudden death, particularly when a family is still in the early, rawmost hours of grief and when a medical examination may still be ongoing. The world will learn more in time. For now, the family has asked for privacy, and that request deserves to be honored completely. What we know then is this. Neil Sedaka woke up on the morning of the 27th of February 2026. He felt unwell. An ambulance came, and by afternoon, 67 years of one of the most extraordinary careers in the history of popular music had come to an end. Not gradually, not with warning, but with the sudden, brutal finality that makes grief so disorienting. There is no last album to point to, no farewell tour, no carefully chosen final public appearance. There is simply the music, all of it still there, all of it still playing somewhere in the world at this very moment, and the silence where the man used to be. His wife Liba, his daughter Dara, his son Mark, and his 3 grandchildren are grieving privately. The rest of the world is grieving publicly, in the way that fans always do, by pressing play. When more information becomes available regarding the official cause of death, we will update this story. Until then, we remember the music, and we remember the man who made it.